Playbill tutorials because it's been a couple days since I did them. So today we are going to talk about spawning units in buildings and spawning units in vehicles. Kind of important. And this is different from Garrison, and I'll talk about that in the next one. And I'll kind of explain why. Make sure I have everything set up on my side. All right, looks like it's all good to go. All right, so let's say we have two different situations. And these are good for playbills. These are good for these are good for horde maps. These are good for mission maps, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to start by spawning SpawnSquad, which is covered many a times before. We're going to do a half track, so make sure the vehicle can actually take a thing, because either it's going to crash the map or give you some unexpected weirdness. So, for example, half track right there, and half track's going to spawn. Right? Spawn half track. Call it half track 1. Alright, so we're spawning S group, half track 1, straightforward, player 1, right? Just do it as is. If it's computer controlled, you're going to want to do a spawn AI lock, of course, so the AI doesn't take it over. For this example, I'm doing player 1, so it doesn't really matter. So vehicle is going to spawn right there. I'll just put a wait here just so we can have a second to actually watch this stuff happen. So wait 10 seconds. Turn this on to immediate. Wait 10 seconds, spawn half track. We're going to wait another 10 seconds. And we're going to spawn troops. So spawn infantry, German still. We'll do Jaegers, right? And let's call it Jaeger 1, right? And so usually when you do a spawn squad, it gives you a destination, start, end. In this situation, we want it to go directly into that half track. So if you scroll down here, it says target. Target is S group because it's a squad group that spawn squad that we did, right? So S group, and then up here it says location to hold it right here, and that's going to be half track 1 because that's what we named the half track. So remember, we spawned a half track 1, and this is spawning. It doesn't really matter that I named the egg, it's just a habit. So we spawned the half track 1, we call it half track 1. It can be whatever name you want. Wait 10 seconds, and we're going to spawn Jaegers, right? And it's going to be in S group target, so not a position, but S group target. And then up here it says, where it says location, you put half track 1. So they're going to spawn directly into the half track. Now half tracks only hold, and vehicles only hold a certain amount of troops, right? So a trick that I found by accident when I was doing some loops is I would spawn multiple troops into a half track as I have it driving around. You might notice this from some of the horde maps. As it drives around a waypoint, as the thing gets full, it just drops the troops. So it's almost like dropping troops off in a circle as it drives around in a circle, which is kind of cool. Side effect of that. But so you can just load them up. I mean, you could do another playbill that has a condition that I previously talked about, the health one. So you could do one that says, hey, if the health of Jaeger 1 is 0, then spawn another Jaeger 1 into the half track and then run a loop on that. So that means the half track is going to continually be reinforced. right? As it drops troops and troops attack and stuff like that. And then, of course, you have to have another playbill that says if the health of the half-track 1 is dead, then stop spawning, right? So stop the loop, stop playbill. So keep all that in consideration. But anyways, if you just want to have one half-track come in and you want to have it loaded with people, spawn goes into there. The other thing I do a lot in maps is having people spawn in buildings. So you got your building, standard building. On the side here it says group name. For testing purposes, I'm just going to put building 1, but you can put whatever, obviously, something that makes more sense. So I created a standard building to make sure it's a garrisonable building. Building 1, doesn't matter who owns it, anything like that, right? I'm going to wait another 10 seconds here, and I'm going to spawn more Jaegers. Call this Jaeger 2. And again, this is not important for this example, but it's a good habit to always name whatever you spawn. Okay, really good example of that, because you're going to call on them sometime and you just want to do it easy. All right, so we don't want to go in S group, we want to go in E group. So remember, E group is everything EBPS. S group is everything SBPS. E group, S group, E group, S group. Come on now, with me, right? All right, so I created this building in an E group, so it's an E group building, right? So I'm going to spawn Jaeger 2 in E group. So I change the target here, and then the location. E groups are always going to be drop downs. So there's my building 1. Remember, I named that building building 1. So because I named it building 1, it automatically shows up here. Okay. So if the entity is already in your map and you named it, it's always going to show up in the drop down. So always use the drop down. Because like I said, prior typos are usually the worst bug that you'll come across. All right, so this playbill is going to immediately start, wait 10 seconds, going to spawn a half track, it's going to wait 10 seconds, going to spawn the Jaegers in the half track, it's going to wait 10 seconds, and it's going to spawn another set of Jaegers into this building right here. Simple, right? So shall we see if it actually works? Raw. Build. And so I do this a lot in the mission maps, where a zone will open up and they have to go in, and I want the buildings and everybody to be ready and defending mode, the AI. So I'll do the AI lock, obviously, when I spawn, so the AI doesn't control them, and I'll throw machine gun nests into buildings and stuff that I want them to go into. There's other ways of doing it. I'll cover another tutorial using Garrison. I just find this is much more accurate, quicker. With Garrison, it can get kind of buggy depending on the pathfinding, and I'll explain that in the next one. Anywho, so we built it, and let's go see if it works. So wait 10 seconds, spawn half track, wait 10 seconds, put the Jaegers, spawn the Jaegers in the half track, wait 10 seconds, spawn Jaegers into the building. Simple, right? Right. But super helpful. So one thing with playbills is there's always more than one way to do anything, I find. And I still don't know all the playbills. There's so many different playbills. I'm just covering the ones that I use. I mean, there's tons of other ones I haven't even touched for one reason or another. All right. Squirmish. Get my map. Make sure I'm German so I don't have pink boxes running around. Well, let's see if I did it right the first time. Here's my building.
Infantry will not be reinforced without your permission.
Alright, there's my building, standard building. 10 seconds. My half track is spawned and there's nobody in it. Nobody's in my half track. 10 seconds after the half track spawns, all of a sudden I have the Jaeger troops in there. See that? So you can, upgrade them obviously and stuff. 10 seconds after that, they should have another spawn into that building. And there they go. In the building now.
Awaiting a target.
Pretty easy stuff. That's it.
Eager to get moving.
Thanks for watching on the spawning into buildings and into vehicles. Simple but effective. Do, 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 do.